Morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome. Thank you for coming and spending a little time out with me today. My name is Angela, and it's great to have you here with me. At whatever point you may choose to watch, you may come and join me live, or you may be watching on the replay. So this morning, I've got two things to share with you. I'm going to show you what I'm going to eat in the day. But the other thing is I'm going to give you a little tip to get you on your weight loss and wellness journey. Because I had a really interesting question yesterday. Well, it was more a comment, and I was thinking, how could I help people to just get moving on their journey? So I'm going to cover that in a moment. But if you are new here, then a huge warm welcome to you. Thank you so much for joining me here on this channel. Here we do all things to do with lifestyle. So we look at healthy eating, we cook, we talk a lot about the weight loss journey, weight loss hacks. I've lost 124 pounds to date, which is 8 stone 12 pounds, and I share with you all my top tips and my top hacks to help you on your journey. We're going to be doing a little bit of gardening. I was hoping we'd be able to do some over the bank holiday, but it looks like it's going to rain, which is not great. I do lots of shopping as well, shopping hauls, shopping for food, household products, beauty, and clothes, and lots of food too. So we do a variety of things here on the channel. It's all to do with lifestyle. And one thing that I do in the morning as often as I can is what I eat in a day, and that's what I'm going to share with you as well today. So if that's the sort of thing that is of interest to you, then brilliant, great to have you here. If you are not subscribed to the channel, feel free to hit that subscribe button and also click the notification bell, because as soon as I go live or upload a video, you'll be the first to know about it. And also, do me a favor, guys, if this video is of value to you, then give it a like. Hit the like button, and also leave a comment when this live stream finishes, because that way the YouTube algorithm recognizes that you value the content, you've enjoyed the video, and then it puts it out to more people who may find it of value, and that way we're growing and we're helping other people. Okay, that being said, I'm going to show you what I'm going to eat today. So today is Friday the 3rd of May, whizzing through the year, whizzing through. So I haven't got anything too exciting today. So I've got my fruits. I did make these yesterday and I didn't get around to eating them, only because it's just been really busy at work. I've finished my training, I'm on the job now, and it's been really busy, so I've not been having my breaks, my morning or afternoon breaks, so I've not had a chance to have them. But also, again, I've not been home, but I brought it along with me today. So I've just got some sliced apple, and as usual I've got some almond butter there. So I'm going to try and have these today because I don't want to take them home for a second day. So I'm finding that I'm not having my breaks, and I need to. So I'm going to try and have a break and have that. And then what I've also got is this. So I made this morning, and I had some chipolatas left. So it's just, I don't want it. No, it's a wrap. It's a bacon. No, not bacon. It's a sausage. It's just a sausage wrap. With some tomato sauce. So yeah, it's just a sausage wrap, and I'm going to have that at lunchtime. I've got some packet soup in my desk, so I'm going to have this with some soup. Yeah. So that's it. That is as exciting as it gets today. And I did bring along my cheese slices, but I forgot the Rivita. So they're going to go back home with me. And then other than that, I've just got my cutlery. So nothing too exciting today. But I think that sausage wrap and the soup will definitely fill me up. So yeah, that's it. Not particularly exciting today, but I'm looking forward to tucking into that sausage wrap, to be fair. Okay, so the other thing I want to just share some thoughts on is I heard a statistic the other day which was very interesting. In one way I was surprised, but in another way I wasn't. And it said that 97%, I'm going to say that again, just so it sinks in. 97% of people who start a weight loss journey fail. They give up. 97%. And I thought, wow, that's impressive. That's impressive. And I thought about it and I thought, do you know what? I can see that. Because over the years, the amount of times over the past 40 years or so, the amount of times I've started weight loss journeys and I've stopped, I've given up. So 97% of people who start a weight loss program, journey, plan will fail. They'll give up at some point. So I was talking to somebody yesterday, and about 4 weeks ago they said that they'd started their weight loss program. They joined up to a plan, and I asked them yesterday, how's it going? And they said they'd given up. And I thought, and therefore, when I heard that statistic, I thought, I can see that. I really can. And when I think about it, I totally understand why so many people, including myself, gave up. I totally understand it. And it's because, as I've mentioned before on this channel, in my opinion, I believe that the weight loss industry makes weight loss complicated. They make it complicated. It becomes burdensome. It takes a lot of energy to think about it, to be tracking this, tracking that, calculating your points or your sins, tracking your macros, tracking calories. And with that is layers of guilt and shame, but also it takes time and energy to understand the program, to understand the plan. And alongside of that comes all the anxiety. It becomes complicated. And that's why 97 people, including myself, give up on diets and weight loss plans, regardless of how they sell it to you as a lifestyle or whatever. It's still a diet, and people give up. People don't want the restriction. And first of all, it takes a lot of time and energy to understand a plan, understand a program. And people don't want that. We live busy lives. We're busy. And the last thing we want to do is sit down and having to think about understanding the plan, understanding the program, and then trying to manage our lives around that. So, yeah, it's a statistic that in one way I was a little bit surprised at, but in another way I wasn't surprised at all. So I was then thinking, how could I help this individual? And individuals in a very similar position who come to a point, they sign up with all enthusiasm, and then it's like, not for me. And my best tip, if you're thinking, do you know what, I want to lose some weight, is, and I've said it many a times, we focus on what we eat, but where you can, focus on the mindset. Focusing on your mindset. And there's a lot to be said about that, and I will be covering that, you know, over time on this channel. But if you're thinking about the food, the first thing that I want you to start doing is just have a look at what you are currently eating. Okay, have a little look at that. Maybe just for a day, make a note, write it down, look at what you are currently eating. And then we're going to make it really simple. I want you then to take one thing, just one, and I want you to either swap it for something else, like maybe a healthier option. I want you to either to do that, to swap it, or I want you to reduce the portion. So for example, if you enjoy a curry, a chicken curry, a lamb curry, you might think, actually, I really like this, I don't want to swap it. That's fine. What I want you then to do is look at just having just a little smaller portion. It doesn't have to go from a big plate to now a tiny plate. I just want it to go from that big plate with maybe 2 or 3 spoonfuls less. Yeah, that's all. That's all. Okay, so either swap something, and at this stage you don't even need to be thinking about a healthier option. I'm not thinking about going from full sugar to low fat to reduced sugar. Don't even think about, you know, full fat and swapping it to low fat or fat free. I don't want you to think about that at this stage. I just want you to think about what can you swap it out for. So for example, if you have 3 bags of crisps, can you swap one of those for maybe a slice of crisp bread or a cracker? Yeah, if you have I know, if you like your chocolate bars, yeah, say it's your dairy Cadbury milk, can you swap that for, say, something like a chocolate wafer? Yeah, I just want you to get into the habit of making the tiny swaps. So you're gonna look at what you've got, what you eat in a day, and then, when you look at that, I don't want you to feel any shame, any guilt, because that's not productive. Yeah, so look at what you eat for a day, and then make either a swap it out, one thing, or look at your meal and think, can I just eat just a tiny little bit less? Yeah, 2 or 3 spoonfuls less. Can I serve myself just a smaller portion, going from a big plate to just that tiny little bit? So you're really moving that much. I don't want you going from there to there. That's unrealistic. Just from there to that much. Yeah, because often what happens, what we often set ourselves up for failure, or rather, let me rephrase that, the diet industry sets us up for failure. Good morning, Maureen. Thank you so much for joining me here today, my lovely. So the diet industry often sets us up for failure. The community and the mindset that filters through that community often sets us up for failure. Because when I used to be in these slimming groups on Facebook, and people used to say, right, that's it, you've got to track 100%. Your first week, track 100%. That's unrealistic. People used to say, get rid of your high fat stuff and go for low fat. Stop eating sugar and go for low sugar or sugar free. That sets us up for failure. Good morning, Vic. Great to have you with me this morning as well, my lovely. Those things sets us up for failure, and they're unrealistic. If you've always eaten the dairy milk chocolate, yeah, if you've always eaten that, to say stop eating that is just not going to work. You may do it for a week, you might even do it for a month, if that long, but what's going to happen is it's unsustainable, and you're going to go back and you're going to overeat on that. So I don't want you to do that. The other thing that the diet industry does, it encourages us to throw everything out with the baby with the bathwater, so to speak. They encourage us to just chuck it all out and start. I don't want you to do that. Totally unrealistic. I just want you to write down what you eat for one day, and then where you can, just swap something, or just serve yourself just a tiny little portion less, just a tiny bit. Yeah, that's all. That's all I want you to do. And then the next day, do the same. Just one thing. And then after a week, when you've gotten used to just that tiny little portion less, or you swap one thing out, the next week, just do that with 2 things. And in the third week, do that with 3 things, and just build it up slowly. I don't want you thinking about the scales. I don't want you thinking about losing weight. I don't want you to think about a diet or program. I don't want you thinking about that. That sets us up for failure. What I want you to do is I want you to look at your life and just make the tiniest little tweaks, because it's those tiny steps, those minimal changes that's going to add up to big results over time. But the minute we think, right, I need to lose this weight, Dave, good morning, Dave. Great to have you with me this morning. Of course you can eat your cow foot. Yeah, I know you love your cow foot. You can definitely eat your cow foot. So that's what I want you to do, guys. The diet industry sets us up to fail. I really believe that. Having been part of it for 40 years, having been a coach for 40 years, I really believe that. Sorry, been a coach for 5 years. I really believe that. They have great intentions, but the system sets us up for failure. And it's unrealistic for most people, and that's why 97% of people fail. So I want you to just make those tiny little changes. I don't want you thinking about a diet. I don't even want you to be thinking, I need to lose weight, because when we start thinking that, again, we're setting ourselves up for failure. We're creating this mountain. We've built up this massive mountain that we now have to climb, and we stand there and we look at it and we think, oh, I just can't do it. I'm just going to cancel. Don't want you thinking that. Don't want you in that position. So don't want you thinking about diets. I don't want you thinking about losing weight. I don't even want you getting on the scale. Don't want any of that. I just want you to start off changing your lifestyle, and we do that one tiny step at a time. And if you can add an extra 50 steps in your day, you've done well. Yeah, just slow and steady. That is what's going to get us to win the race. Track it if you want to, write it down if you want to, but what's important is you're making that tiny little pivot change just for 1 week. And when you get into the swing of that and your body gets into that, yeah, Vic, you're saying you don't like being made to feel like you have to be dependent on a plan. Indeed, I'm with you. And there's reasons why companies suck you in like that. But I want you just to not think about that, because when you make real changes, that is what is going to get you success long term. Yeah, just tiny little tricks. And that's freedom. If you could just eat a tiny little bit less for a week, your body starts getting used to that tiny, just 1 spoonful less. And then you increase that to 2 the next week and 3 the next week. And by the end of a month, you'd be surprised at how your body has adjusted to having less. I've mentioned before, there's a great book on the market called The Richest Man in Babylon. It's not about food. It's not about dance. It's about savings and finance. It's only a small little book. If you get a chance to read that book, I encourage you to do that, because it's about a mindset of, and essentially what it is, it teaches the principle that if you have £100 and you put £10 away, 10%, okay, you live on 90% of your income. Because you've put that 10% away, you don't miss it. You do not miss it. But that 10% is growing in dividends. It's growing, but you've learnt to live on 90%. But if you earn £100 and you live on £100, yeah, it's never going to be enough. And it's the same. So that's what the book is about. But the principle that I want you to learn is about having less. Yeah, the same principle. If you just have a tiny little bit less, you ain't going to miss it. Your body ain't going to miss it. But that is going to add up over time, and you're going to see results. So yeah, so if you are one of those 97% who give up on your weight loss journey, yeah, who give up before you get started, or a month later you just think, this isn't for me, it's just too taxing, you know, it's unrealistic, it's unsustainable, it's restricted. If you are one of those people who feel that, but you still want to make a difference to your health and your life, then I encourage you to do that. Just today, just make one tiny swap, or have a little bit less. If you have 3 biscuits with your tea, make that 2.5. Yeah, save that other half for tomorrow. If you have 3 bags of crisps, have 2. If you have a big bowl of rice, just put a spoonful less. Just make a little tiny pivot. That way you're releasing yourself of guilt. And talking about food, tonight Matthew, tonight we are going to make a veggie dal. I'm so excited to make that. We're making a veggie dal. So if you are not in our membership, you're missing out, because our veggie dal cook along is only going to be available to those in the membership. Those in the membership have already got our meal plan suggestions, and last night I posted the recipe, and you'll be able to access the live about 6:30 this evening. Okay guys, it's time for me to get into the office, to get to work, and whatever you are doing today, have a wonderful day, and remember, you've got this. Phenomenal people, that's you. Phenomenal. You're amazing. absolutely amazing, and you can absolutely change your life one tiny step at a time. Okay guys, that's it from me. Have a wonderful day. Thank you, Vic. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you soon. Take care now. Bye.